and welcome to my live stream on GameStop and Reddit, WallStreetBets. First, we look at the stocks with the largest volume, uh, in particular, stocks that have not only a large amount of volume for the day, but also great increases in terms of percent. So we're looking at two today. First one is called Vaxart. This is a biotech company. They produce vaccines. Specifically, they're looking to make a COVID vaccine, but their business is a lot different because they're actually not just looking at an injection, they're looking at producing a oral uh, vaccination. So you take it in pill form. And I've been tracking this stock for at least a year, pretty closely, uh, regularly. And this stock is a great buy between $4 to $6, even $7 at this point, because it looks like have changed quite a bit for this stock. But I would buy it. It's a solid buy at 4 to 6. $4 to $6 is a great buy for Vaxart. And the reason it showed up, it was in the top 100 of most traded stocks today, according to my filter, the screener. 168 million trading volume today, and that is unusual for the stock since the average is 12 million. So this is more than 10 times the amount of volume it gets just today, and it exploded today up to $12. Actually, $23. It looks like $23 was the range. So 24.90. So if you invested in this at $4, you would have made 6 times as much if you decided to sell it. It's hard to tell where the resistance was in the past. I mean, personally, I would have sold it at 16, 17, but $20 plus. Wow. I mean, that's a solid sell at 20 then. Knowing just how emotional the market is, emotionally driven it is. They had a press release. There was bad news today regarding Vaxart, where the preliminary data of phase one says positive, but I did see negative news. Uh, Additional vaccine data. So there was bad news that dropped it, that made it drop today from 20 plus to under $10. So that's a drop of almost 60%. And after hours, it dropped another. It looks like that's actually a pretty good buy at 985, to be honest. I think that's an overreaction. I don't know if it'll go down to 7, but it dropped all the way down to 953, which is that's a great price. Actually, not a great price. That's a good price. A great price is 4 to 7 for this. So anything $4 to $7, if you can get Vaxart in that range, then you're doing yourself a favor, because you can see the potential of this. Once there's good news, and that's inevitable, it's only going to have good news from this point forward. In my mind, you can't get worse than what happened today. It's dropping like a free falling here from what's this, $23 to 953. I think that's in the morning. Looks like it opened it opened really low. It just crashed overnight, literally. And so $4 to $6 is a great buy. Sorry, 4 to 7. I don't think it'll drop to 4, but just in case, if you're really, really conservative, you don't want to take a risk. That's what I'm doing. I put in a buy order for $4 if I'm really serious about the stock, but I'm just going to watch it and see if it's going to fall even more. It might fall back to 7, but that's back. Sorry. Okay, I think I put a sell order for 10 or 20, I should say, because this is a long-term stock. This isn't a day stock, day trading stock. Short term, I would just buy it at 4 to 6, maybe even 7, and sell it at 20. 2024, but I just put 20 just to be safe in case it doesn't hit that marker. Yeah, it's a good stock. I've been tracking it, like I said, for over a year, since January 2020, and yeah, been over a year now. And Vaxart is a solid company. Uh, just had a little bump on the road yesterday, but you can see it was trading at 350 at one point, just in November. So that would have been a steal. And then you flip that for 24 bucks, almost 24 bucks there. Actually 24.90 went, so we would have eightfold. It would have been times 8, 100%. Okay, so that's all for Vaxart. Let's go to the next one. You can't see my screen, I don't think, but anyway, the next one is FTEG. Right there. FTEG is For the Earth Corporation, and this is the top traded stock for the day with over 4 billion volume. Okay, this is getting ridiculous, but this is a penny stock, and the reason I bring this stock up is because it'll show up. I'll just look at it on my phone. It's not loading very well on my laptop. But just a while ago, about say a week ago, it's trading around 0.0002 to 3, 0.0003. Today went to 0.0012. That's a 500% increase. So if you invested $1,000, wow, you're getting a lot for your money there. Let me just do the math. Let's just say you got it at 0.002. $1,000 by 0.0002, 3 zeros. So you'd have 5 million shares just from $1,000, and this baby goes up at 0.0012. Okay, 0.0012. You would have $6,000 from, so you would pretty much sixfold whatever you invested. I think these companies are really risky. I don't know too much about them, and that's the problem when you don't really know too much about the companies. That you don't know what they do and you don't know what they're about, then you risk just losing everything or losing half. Or that's the risk you take. So I personally, the most I would invest in that is probably 1,000. But if you go 10,000, you get 60,000. So I mean, you kind of have to wager how much you're willing to burn. But personally, I like to invest. I prefer to invest in the things I know about, that I know of, and they have a reputation like Coca-Cola, McDonald's, Walmart, etc. They just know what they're doing. And they have a long history of being in business, and not just being in business, but being a leader in their respective markets. So now let's look at Wall Street Bets. That wasn't too long. Let's see how we're doing with the screen. I think it's like 5 minutes, or 8 minutes. Sorry. Okay, so WallStreetBets. I didn't visit them the whole day. In fact, been in bed most of the day. I looked at the morning session from 9:30 to around 11. I said, this isn't happening, and it's better just hold. So I just went back to bed. There's no reason to even panic. Just instead of worry, I just slept on it. I woke up and just did the rest of my things. Okay, so we have 8.5 million members on Wall Street Bets and over 430,000 online right now. Now let's go all the way to the bottom and just see what has reached the top. Let's look at the cream of the crop. GameStop appoints chief technology officer, ex-Amazon person. Wow, that's pretty big. That's a big development. These are serious hires. They're playing for real. Yep. So they're intending to have a long-term direction for the company. They want to be profitable and successful. Let's get a bit of water so it can a little parched. All right, this isn't over. New York Times just confirmed that big hedge funds are still exposed. At least they were on Tuesday. We need to spread this like wildfire. The retreat on Tuesday had allayed concerns that the big hedge funds, who were on the losing end of GameStop's surge, would have to sell shares of other larger companies to make up for the losses. Okay, let's go. This red scene talking about, okay, allayed. He translated allayed as put to rest. Concern, concerns. Uh, hmm, okay, I'm not sure. Sounds like they still have a lot of holdings with GameStop and AMC anyway. That's the impression I get. And so if it wasn't so, they wouldn't be talking about it. If that wasn't so, it wouldn't be where it is, kind of dwindling towards the bottom. It's just doing that because it's being manipulated by the shorts, by the hedge funds. You not know how to read. The quoted text is saying that the retreat in GameStop on Tuesday allayed concerns that hedge funds would have to sell out their positions in the rest of the market to cover their short. Allayed concerns. I mean, people are no longer concerned this is going to happen. Okay. To be honest, are we really going to believe what the mainstream media says at this point? I don't believe anything they say, to be honest. Nothing. Every poo, what is that? Toilet paper who said the preview was fake. What is that preview? Okay. GameStop is an anagram for jam. All right. GameStop and other meme stocks bounce is coming as Reddit traders hold the line. Business Insider. Okay, that's mainstream news. Not going to read that. All in with 50K of my retirement. As of this morning, holding 25K of losses. Oh man, that stings. But I respect that he's holding because this is only going to go to the moon. Hopefully, bought it at a reasonable price. Let's go. Game 8, autism awareness. Most person is doing a custom license plate there. Surprise, surprise, I'm not selling a damn thing. The longer this goes on, the more people are exposed. Yellen gets ethics waiver to lead regulator meeting on GameStop insanity after taking 810,000 from Citadel. I mean, really, like, are you surprised at this point? F the SEC if they are truly putting manpower to go after us, while the big guy who manipulated the market gets out scot-free. SEC hunts for fraud in social media posts. What are they going to do? They're going to prosecute people who have barely 10,000 in their account. What are you going to take? You're going to put people in jail? And then I don't understand what they're doing. It's not making sense. Just fear mongering. So pay that no attention. No one's going to jail. You're actually better off in jail because they're going to pay for your meals and housing for free. But if you're not in jail, you actually have to pay for all that stuff. So actually, you're better in jail, except for all the, the butt sex there. Sorry, not funny. It's just, I mean, that's the reality. Right? People get raped in jail. 950K buy order waiting to get filled. Oh wow. Okay, what's his buy price? Wants to buy 950. Can't read the numbers. Okay, let's see. Put in a buy order. Okay, I can't really see how much that is, but anyway, do trust this person's putting 950K in. But looking at today's range, it's not a bad range, but it's not the best. You can get it for a better price than what we saw today. As we've seen yesterday, personally, if I had 950K, I would not be buying 92. I would buy at 80. I would buy in the 80s, 82 to 90. Wouldn't even buy at 100, knowing the bottom now. It's about 80, 70, 80, 90. I got it at 120 because I thought 120 was mostly support. I was wrong. Looks like it's closer to 60 to 80, like I was saying a long time ago, and I was right. 60 to 90. And okay, so let's go back to Reddit. As an ad, spent the last few days making a website to track who's holding the most. Okay, who's holding the most on GameStop, PMC, and Nokia? Right, so who's holding the most? Deep effing value. 50,000 shares. It's got the most. And that's valued at 4 million. This other guy, kinda gay in my free time. 22,000 shares. 2 million. I don't know if I would be able to afford that many. Like let's just say I bought it with all the money I had at one point, and if I got 14, oh, I wouldn't even have that much. I wouldn't even be able to afford that much. So I won't even be in this top. Actually, I could have been. Okay. Wildcat 2015, 6,934 shares. It's valued at 653. So we have two legit millionaires, but these five can all be millionaires once it goes back up. So these people bought DFE bought at 14. That's when I was going to buy it. I was going to buy it at 10 to 14. I decided not to, but this person has a lot more insight than I do. He's a master of trading, no doubt. Warren Buffett or time. And this other person, $51. It's actually when I bought mine, around 50, 60. And then Wildcat at 20. PME News, 91. And it's 4,000 shares. And Crick, 2,000. Okay. That's a lot of shares. 2,000 doesn't seem like a lot to me. Okay. And the most I had, my peak was 360 to 400. So I guess the high low is, but whatever. Autist retards and autist retards. We have an admirer. User Gob Hoblin. Okay, so this person made a. Oh, that's nice. The wood carving thing. The mascot, I like that. We should buy a Super Bowl ad. Oh, that's a good idea. Wow. It's actually a really good idea. I tried to post in your thread for the Super Bowl commercial I just did. I just did one. It can help make this happen. I can have my team work on it and use all the resources at our disposal. If you all are truly serious, let me know. It's going to be hard and a long shot, but you have my full support, and I would. Um, yeah, I think it's a good idea to bring people to the truth of what's going on. So we should say something kind of lo-fi and just say, don't pay attention to the fake media and go to Reddit for all the truth because it's just going to swindle you out of all your savings, whatever money you've invested. That's a really good idea. Um, this person's got a lot of insight. Robinhood has a Super Bowl ad, so we should have one too. 30 million. I'm sorry, 30 seconds cost 3 million. We have 3 million real people and 5 million bots. Less than a dollar gets us a voice. So we could do that just for $1 each or $5 each. We could find a way to pool the money, but I guess we just have to make sure this person is trustworthy. Give the money too. Maybe the mods could organize collecting the funds. So that's an interesting thing. Good luck to them. GoFundMe was set up, so let's look it up. Let's look and see how they're doing. We figure out how to pull 3 million. We're buying 3 million GameStop. That's actually true. I don't know, but that seems like a good idea. And so far, they've raised almost $13,000 of $6 million. Um, I don't think people are going to all go all in on this. It's much better just to invest 3 million into GameStop. I mean, if they don't find Reddit, they won't find it. But if they really want to, they'll find it. You know, I don't know how much a Super Bowl ad will help, since I don't think the demographic we're looking to tap into are going to be watching the Super Bowl. They're most likely either playing video games or fapping or something. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to joke about fapping, but I mean, let's get to the reality. Most of us are probably involved in one of those activities. So that's just internet culture, I guess. And it's a negative aspect of internet culture, porn, but it's the reality, and people have to get out of that trap. Right. GME briefing. Okay, see this. Wait, there's a lot more posts now. What just happened? According to the Washington Post, Wall Street Bets is sexist. Oh, well, women don't really trade. I mean, they do, but not to the level we do. I feel like they're probably less than a quarter, maybe even less than that. But anyway, at least a quarter or less. It's not something women are known to be doing. Trading stocks. Never talked to a woman that ever said they're trading stocks. Never in my life. It's probably less than 10%. It's just reality. It's like saying, I don't know any men who goes to the get their nails done. Well, yeah, we don't really do that. It's probably one or two, but it's the vast minority. Okay, GameStop shares slide below 90. It's just fake news. I mean, yeah, it did, but you know why? One of you retards made the news. GameStop, man who profited off GameStop surge buys consoles, games for children's hospital. Good story, yeah. GameStop briefing. All right, you apes, listen up. Short ladder attacks aren't a thing. Yeah, it's just a big illusion. Price is down because a lot of people sold. Yeah, so some people have sold. This could take a while because this isn't Volkswagen. Um, there is hope. There's a reason to keep holding. The squeeze is not yet close. Bet not a guarantee. Just by holding, you send a FU to Wall Street. And yeah, I saw a really good post the other day on Reddit where price doesn't matter. They can drop it to literally a penny, but that's only the price of the fake stocks they're trading to each other. But when they actually buy that real stock, they're gonna have to pay the real price, which is gonna be steep. If everyone's saying their price at 1,000, then they'll have to buy it at 1,000. They're not gonna get it for anything less. If everyone just sells for 1,000, so I mean, that's how you that's how you do it. That's how you play the game. Deep path value, just tweet it. Hold the line. Okay, what do you say? Roaring Kitty. Okay, three, $4. Don't get it. Is that is that from a long time ago? Just bought 12 shares, average down. Okay, I don't get it. I don't get what the picture's about. No context. I guess that is DFE. Yeah, I guess that's him. Okay, so they showed a picture of him. This is his Twitter, Roaring Kitty. And they showed a picture here of him. I like this stock. Okay, so that's it. I guess that's pretty like a little motivator there. We made it to the boat, taking over, boys. Okay. Oh, there's a little Reddit thing. That's when we got Reddit Snowman. Alright. M Shadows, lead singer of Avenged Sevenfold, just wrote this and just asked me anything. Love that you're into the GameStop stuff. That's been surreal. Been following Wall Street Bets for a while. What a great community. DFE is a legend. Love his videos. Good luck. I didn't even read videos, so it's good. This news to me. Collage of billboards purchased by your beautiful apes. Oh, wow, that's nice. Let me look up his channel. See if he has a YouTube channel. deep value, deep value, and I will subscribe. Roaring Kitty, there it is. Okay, so I'm gonna subscribe to this.
First video of the kitty corner and the mock.
That's Roaring Kitty, and oh, he's doing a live stream. This is a live stream that must be followed. Channel, because, like I said, this person's insight is above and beyond regular mortals. I mean, it's one thing to buy at $14, but it's another thing to be able to buy the amount of shares he did, to have the foresight, the insight to just go all in like that. That's remarkable. Very, very remarkable. So, he's somebody that these financial institutions should hire, because these things seem very on the money. To the wise guys who bought and held GameStop for the first time this week, salute, okay? If the SEC is still here, I feel couldn't possibly be hedge funds. Bloomberg is reporting the SEC is combing through social media and message boards for signs of fraud. What? There's no fraud being done. It's being done against us. Everyone's just buying like normal people according to all the laws that are already in place. Instead of going after hedge funds, they go against Simple Lord 69. Yeah, nothing to say there. It's just a shame. GameStop YOLO update February 3rd. Heads up, gonna back off the daily updates. Okay, so this person just posted they gained today by, I don't know, 120 grand, looks like. So today's an update for them. For all of us, too. Update for all of us who are holding. GameStop overnight thread. Okay, let's look at two more threads and we're done. And we'll just look at the 10, the top 10. I call it the top 10 thread of top 10 stocks. Alright, still in fam, still in. Okay, this looks like I guess people are a pep talk. So I'm gonna go to the next one. What are your moves tomorrow? Okay, let's see. The top post here is. We've been going on for almost 30 minutes now. Okay, so the top post here is F the SEC. Okay, well, pretty much says it all. Not really telling us anything helpful, just people expressing their emotions, and that's fine. Just don't want to waste time talking about it. Okay, so in terms of top 10, we call that good game, GG stocks. That's the name of my portfolio. Let's begin with GameStop. It's the most important. So let's start with them. They opened 113 was the range, and 85 was the low. So 85 is a steal, absolute steal. Anything below 90 is a steal for this. 60 to 80 or 60 to 90, you're just doing yourself a great favor. And the volume was 41 million, so that's way below what we're used to, which is typically over 100 million, 100 million plus in the daily. But as you can see, Robinhood really constrained us big time, and other sites that pretty much restricted trading on GameStop, which is really a crying shame. That's horrible. That's all for GameStop. But yeah, regarding the future, I do believe it's going to go back up to 200, not just 100, but 200, and eventually 300 again. And we'll see if the short squeeze happens, like the mega squeeze, whatever they call it, gamma squeeze. It'll go up to 500 and maybe 1,000. We'll see. Not sure if lightning can strike twice, but I mean, past proves future, right? BlackBerry, number 2. BlackBerry, like I said yesterday, is the best stock out of all 10. If you're getting this between between $6, you can get BlackBerry between 6, even 4. If it drops down to 4, who knows? You can get it between to 5 to 10. You bring yourself a great figure. That's a good buy between $5 to $10. Just looking at the last week was you could have got it between 7 to 10 is buy immediately between 7 to 10. It's not going to go any lower than that, I don't think. And this has potential to go up to 20s and higher. Well, even at $12, I wouldn't say that's a bad buy at that price point, but I would wait for it to go to $10 or less. And the volume for this was 48 million, which is still about their average. No, it's not. Never mind. It's about this. It's about their average. It's at $12 to 11, so it's stabilizing. But BlackBerry is a very good stock, regardless of whether this is happening or not. This revolution, this trading revolution. Bed Bath and Beyond number 3. This is it's not really budging, to be honest. I would get it sub 20, and this still has room to go back to 30, 30s, 40s. But we'll see. I don't know if the short's covered this one yet, but you know what? Let me look it up. I feel like I should be looking this up. Let me look these up and see the short interest. I don't know if this is how current this is. This is the website called shortsqueeze.com. So I'm gonna let's look up GameStop first and just see how current this is. May not be as current as we would like, but I like these websites. They give us a little bit of insider stuff here. So GameStop looks like there was a decrease of 13% shorts, but short interest is around 61 million. That's interesting. There's still, whether you believe these numbers or not, there's still a large amount of shorts, short interest, naked shorts, and all that for GameStop because this is one of the most shorted stocks in the history of Wall Street. So it's not going to go away overnight. It's still there. They're still greedy. They're still keeping the price down, and that alone is proof that it is being shorted. If it was high, it wouldn't be. Obviously, it's not shorted if it's already high. They're trying to cover the shorts and then just panicking. BlackBerry, wow, 43 million. It's really shorted big time. Whatever might know. Looks like it's about 10%. 10% short percent of floats. Short percent of float is around 78%. So I look at GameStop once again, just to get an idea of how shorted these are. And then we'll close the screen. All right, 41 million volume. This 2% short interest. I don't think that's an actual number, but okay, that's what the website says anyway. Bed Bath and Beyond. BAY. So how much this is shorted by short interest 74 million. Short percent of float is 65.49. That's a lot. So this stock is severely shorted. Just looking on this website. Wow. Okay, so Bed Bath and Beyond could very well explode. Uh, wow, interesting. The volume was just under 10 million, but it's being shorted like crazy. This could very well go back up to 30 pretty easily. It was a great buy. 25 or under 20 to 25 was a good range. It doesn't look like it's going below that, below 25. It looks like it's going back to 30s, 40s based on this information from shortsqueeze.com. So that's number 3. Dillard's, I'm going to officially remove it right now in the live stream. I don't think this is only at 405,000 volume. That's not showing a lot of interest. Let me just put the nail to the coffin. See how short it is. If it is really shorted at 50% and above, I'm gonna keep it on. All right, so 31.33%, 4 million shares are a part of that, and well, still a third. It's still a third of the shares that are being shorted. So I think it's just the entry point. The price is just too high, in my mind. So if we're looking at the chart here, Dillard's went up from where it usually is around $60, 50, 60s, and then went up almost 100%. So okay, you know what? I'll give it a chance. I'll give Dillard's a chance, but I'm not gonna advise anyone. This isn't. I'm not here to give it financial advice. That's the disclaimer everyone said. This is not financial advice. Blah blah blah. And the same thing. I repeat that, etc. Blah blah blah. Don't sue me. Whatever that's about. So Dillard's, yeah, I wouldn't buy that to be honest. Even at 70s, 60s, I just I know it's being shorted. I don't something about it just rubs me wrong. Maybe it's the name itself, Dillard. Just doesn't sound great to me. But anyway, maybe they could have called it something better. So just I'm not gonna touch that one. So we have four now. Okay, so that's the fourth. Dillard's four. So I was wrong. It's being shorted. It's good to admit when you're wrong sometimes. And AMC is the next one. This is the silver of Reddit. And this one is a great buy. Any price between $6 to $7, even $8. $6 to $8 is a great price. I personally would go 6 to 7 because I don't want to get burned and sell this 16 plus, maybe 20. I think it's going to explode more. I think 20 is a wall ball. And volume for this was strong, 216 million. So this is doing way better than GameStop. GameStop is the gold standard. I still believe it's going to smash the roof, but AMC looks like it's going to be the next GameStop. There's a reason why you have um, 200 plus million volume, and the range for today is 977, almost smashed $10, but we finished above 7, so that's a good sign. So I think that's really really good. There's a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes regarding hedge funds and shorts, so I think today was a horrible day for them in terms of actually AMC and GameStop. The numbers don't tell the story, but I think behind the scenes you're seeing where they have to just pay up and they're losing a lot of money every day. But even though you don't see those numbers reflected in the stock price, that's what's happening behind the scenes, and it's going to be reflected in the coming days and weeks. So AMC is says here short interest 44 million. Okay, so that looks like just based on the volume today, it's about is it 1/5. So, but I do feel it's still heavily shorted, even more than GameStop being shorted. Actually, no, that's not true. It's probably around the similar range. GameStop and AMC. That's the reason they are the top two, the darlings of Reddit. So that is number 6. Next one, number 7. Nokia. So look at how short this is. Nokia's volume was a 91 million. That's pretty good. Um, this is a great buy at $4 to $5. Well, that's where it is right now. Okay. Um, take that back. I say it is a great buy at 4 to 450. I wouldn't buy it any more than 450, and then just wait for it to go to 7 plus. And this is being shorted So it's 59 million. Okay, 59 million shorts out of uh, out of 5 billion shares. So that's only 1%. Or does that make sense? Okay, so only 1% of the. Yeah, maybe that's why it's not really moving too much. So I'm going to stay away from Nokia based on this information, the shorts alone. But I will buy that at 450 just to be safe. But the volume's looking not too bad at 90 something million. That's number 6. Number 7 is Express. Look that one up too. It's too bad I can't share my screen. See these numbers alongside me, but Express had a volume of 16 million today. Not too great, but not horrible, but it's not spectacular. The range was 3.38 to 3.84, so you can see it's not a great moneymaker, in my opinion. Recently, as of late, but has been one over $10, especially if you invested at $1 or less. It would have made 1,000% increase. And it's being shorted. Actually, I would buy it. Personally, would get it sub $3. Anything between $1 to 3 is a good buy for this. That's a support is $3. $3 to $4 is support. Say 3.50. And this can go back up to 10. I don't know. We'll see. But looking at the shorts, you have 7 million. It's about 12% roughly of the percent of the shares being floated. Okay, so I don't know. I'd steer clear of that one, to be honest. Let's just stick with GameStop, BlackBerry, and possibly Bed Bath and Beyond. It's a little bit high for an entry price. Not high, but I mean higher than the other, than BlackBerry and AMC in particular. So I pick those three so far. Bed Bath and Beyond maybe as a fourth. Maybe not. But Express, I'm definitely not doing that one, and neither would I do Dillard's. Number 8 is Mac. I might remove that from the list. Makes a rich company. The volume for this was 14 million. The range was between 11 to 1290, so you can see it fairly moved. And in the last month, bought it at, let's just say bought it at 7. Would have only doubled. So an increase of 187%. Yeah, I think I want to retire this one. The volume was 14 million. It's not horrible, but let's look at the short interest here. It says 78 million shorts out of a possible 137 million shares floating. Well, actually, that's pretty heavily shorted, 56%. That's the only thing we don't know when we see this number of percent shorts is how many are naked shorts. That's the only thing we don't know. But still, it's quite an amount. So just because of that, I'm going to keep it on. I almost retired. I think it's a great buy at $10. Anything between 7 to 11. I wouldn't get it at 12. 7 to 11 seems pretty safe. And this would only go up to maybe 20 again. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, the short that number is really encouraging. Where it's 56.92% shortage, or short percent, not shortage. I just call it shortage, short percent. So that's not too bad. I'm pleasantly surprised about those numbers. Naked, NAKD, that's the next one. So this would be, I don't even losing count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is a 9. We have 9 right now. More than 9. Naked is the next. Let's put that in there. No pun intended. Very good stock. I'll plug. It's a really good stock too. Naked volume for that was 379 million. Wow. Okay. This is definitely Reddit stock. I would definitely buy this one again. Actually, I own it, so I can't say that I would own it again. I own it presently. I am an investor. It's part of my portfolio. I think it is, and I bought it too high, unfortunately. Got into the FOMO, the panic there. 379 million volume, and the range was 95 cents to 147. I was saying the other day, anything below a dollar is great for this stock. 80 cents to 90 is great, and uh, it'll go back up possibly to $2, about $2 again, just because of the volume and everything. But the short interest, wow, 32% short interest, and an increase of 196% shorts just today, recently. So 31 million short interest shares short out of 95 million shares floating. That is a third. That is pretty good. That's why the stock has so much volume and the entry price is reasonable. Naked is a good one. It's a really good pick. So, like I said, BlackBerry, gold standard, or BlackBerry, GameStop, BlackBerry, EMC, uh, and now Naked. So those four are great. All right, moving on to the next one. Sundial Growers, SNDL. This one has crazy volume. Normally does. I don't know. It didn't show up in the top 100 today, but let's just see why it didn't. Volume was 955 million. Okay, I don't know why it didn't show up, but that's a lot. It's almost a billion. So this is a crazy stock. Crazy in terms of volume. The range was 113 to 133. 113 to 133. So 113. If you can get this at a dollar or less, or between 90, I'd say 70 cents to 90 cents, that's a good buy. Even a dollar, if you can get it at a dollar, it's still good. So 70 cents to a dollar. If your buy price, your ask price is a dollar, you'll get it and you'll go up to. It has a lot of room to move. There's a lot of potential for this. It hasn't really dropped. It's only steadily going up. This could be the next GameStop, Sundial. And I'm just happy I still have Sundial. I didn't sell them all. I only sold half my position at 120, and I bought it at 90. So it's a little bit of money in the pocket there. So if you heavily invest in this, let's say you get it. Let's just say you get 1,000 shares, and it goes up by a dollar to $1,000. So you'll double your investment. You could potentially double your investment with this the way this is going, just because the volume is immense. And I don't know what the short is. Let's look at that. 34%. Oh, that's pretty good. That's actually a good number. We don't know how many are naked shorts, but still, that's still pretty good. 34%. There's a lot of interest in this, volume wise and short wise. So this has got a lot going for it. And just the chart is phenomenal. It's not really, it isn't dropping. Like it's not dropping below. You can see there's really strong support at 90, or sorry, 70 cents to a dollar is super strong. It's not going to go below 70 cents. Uh, I don't see it going below back to 50 cents, but if it does, that's a steal. 50 cents to 80 cents is a steal for this. A dollar is still a good price, but 50 to 80 would be my buy price, 50 to 90, I should say. And there's only room to go up. I don't see it going back down again. And there's really no news on this. If there is, I mean, if you bought this at 16 cents, man, it was trading at 16 cents at one point just a couple months ago. So if there's going to be good news released, it's only going to make this stock skyrocket. Like it only has some. This could go to not just $2, could go to $10. I mean, who knows? Sundial, there's a lot of potential there. I feel good about this stock. So if you're keeping count, GameStop, BlackBerry, AMC, and Naked and Sundial, that's 5 really good picks from the Reddit stocks. Moving on to costs. Let's look at costs. Volume was 7 million, not too great. Not a Reddit level. The range was $23 to $30. So this went up almost 28%, which is really good for cost. I would get this between $10 to 10 to 20. I think it's a good buy at that. Oh, hold on a second. The battery's low. All right, am I plugged in now? There we go, plugged in. Okay. Yeah. So back to costs. 10 to 20 is a really good range. You still can get it at 20. Well, it might drop a bit. But this stock went up to $100. I don't know if that's going to happen again. Let's look at the short interest. Yeah, it's not looking like it's being shorted too much. This could be wrong, but it's only showing that 12,000 shorts. Previously was 590 out of a total of a million shares. So I don't know. It's hard to say whether you should just take this as the gospel. I mean, it's looking like it was a third at one point. Now it's gone down to less than 0.1%, or less than a percent. That's a risk. That's a risky buy. But if you can get it 10 to 20, that's not as risky. I mean, it did go up. Fact is, it did go up from below 20 this week all the way to 26. That's still good. That's a really good increase. You're going to be on your way. Increases like that. That's not. It's not a bad stock, but the short is kind of concerning. But anyway, 10 to 20 is a good range for that. But I wouldn't put that in my list. Personally, I would invest in that. I didn't. I almost did, but when I was this was brought to my attention regarding the short position, and I decided to just steer clear of it. This isn't a Reddit stock. Let me just see what the short percent is. Interesting. Okay, this is not a Reddit stock, but I'm going to mention it because it's heavily shorted. It's called LMFA. It traded, volume was 3 million, not that great, but the range was $1.76 to 189. It had gone up all the way to 289 earlier in the last week, the 29th. So the reason why I mentioned this is because it says the short interest is 3.7 million. 3.7 million short interest out of 3.5 million shares. That means it's over shorted more than there are stocks. So this is true. This is a good buy. It's going to go up. So we can get this at one. Just look at a good entry point, maybe 180, 150 to 180, no more than that. I mean, even if you buy it at this price, 186, it's not a terrible decision because I think there's a lot of room for growth for this. They have a lot of acquisitions too, so I see good potential in this LMFA. Especially with the short percentage, that is massive, 625% increase in shorts It was 522,000 showed interest. Now it's 3.8 million. Like that's more than shares. So maybe I don't think anyone else is tracking it as closely as I am right now, but I'm gonna write that down. That's how good it is. I usually write things down on my streams. So now I'm gonna say 6.5% shorts. Interest. I might buy a few shares of that just to experiment, see if that really has a correlation with short interest with the stock price. But we'll see. All right, next one. I don't know if it's a Reddit stock either, but let's just take a look and do a quick gander here. Load, LODE. Volume was 3 million. That's not too great. Range was 178. Okay, this kind of reads like what I just saw earlier, just prior to this. The short here is very minuscule. So let's just ignore this one. That isn't good enough. So I just want to remove it from my list. And you know what? I think I will. I'm going to remove it from my list. It's just not meeting any of the parameters. Seems like a sham. So I'm removing it. So load, say goodbye. Comstock mining. That one is done. SMPW, that's one from Trey's Trade. This is well shorted. This is a pen stock. Okay, doesn't really show. Looks like less than 0% short. So I'm going to steer clear of that. And I can't even buy these stocks anyway. So I'm going to move this. It hasn't proven itself to me. Just because someone mentions it doesn't mean I will invest in it. HCMC, that one is mentioned by Trey as well. And had a lot of this past week, but today only 383 million. Oh, only, that's a lot. It's still a lot. And the day's range was 0.001 to 0.005. Holy smoke, that's a big range. 0.005. I don't see the 5. Where's the 5? I don't see it. 0.005. I don't see the 0.005. Okay, I don't see it on the chart. But this is not showing any short interest at all. I don't know. I guess it's not being shorted, or they just wanted the data. So this is an interesting stuff, and want to keep them under the radar because of the lawsuit against Philip Morris. And then after PG, we're going to close that. See if that's being shorted. I don't know if I was able to see that. Okay, it's a little bit of a short. It's not even registering as a percentage, so it's, I don't know. We'll see what happens with this one. Maybe it's just people buying into it and whatnot, just because of the volume, sheer volume. But that's an interesting one to watch too. But like I said, out of these there'll be stocks. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 of these 14 stocks. Not all of them are Reddit stocks. FTG is not. HCMC isn't either. And LMFA I don't think is one either. So it's more like 11 at the most. So out of these 11, they're really, really good buys. Obviously GameStop is at the top. BlackBerry is another good one. And Bed Bath Beyond, because of the short interest, that is maybe, split question mark, maybe. And then AMC is the silver standard, so definitely AMC can underline that one. BlackBerry will underline that too, it's so good. And then Nokia, no. Express, no. Mac, no. Naked, yes. Naked is good. It's a good buy, I'm going to underline that. SMDL, that's a great buy, underline that too. Cost is maybe not. LMFA is the last one. So out of all these stocks, and I put a box around that, that's a lot of potential for that because of the shortage. We saw being shorted heavily. Not only is the volume incredible at, it's not incredible, but pretty good, but the short increases more than there are shares. So as I see here, the volume 3.51 million. That's today's. Hold on, that's today's volume. That's the volume for today. Okay, that's the trading volume today, but the actual it doesn't say how many shares they have. That's I guess that's something I need to look at. How many shares do they actually have? Okay, there's no data on that. All right, well, it's hard to say, but just based on today's volume, it's being shorted more than today's volume. That's an interesting stock to watch. So out of these 14, 15, or 11, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 picks, and there are 5 that are really good, which are BlackBerry, AMC, Naked, NAKD, Sundial, SNDL, and LMFA. Those stocks are really good, and I would wait for those to reach the target of your buy price, your entry point, which I mentioned out of all of those, and that's today's trading. That's today's trading at a glance, I guess you could say that we went through all the top volume stocks, the high volume stocks. Went through the Reddit thread, WallStreetBets, and then we just looked at the top Reddit picks because I think that's something they need to focus on. I mean, yeah, they do pep talks and memes and all that, but like I just wish they would stick more to the stay on topic and stick to what they're about, which is stocks, numbers, and I don't know, maybe I'm just a like a number porn guy or something. I don't know. I like numbers a lot, so let's see them go up and down and just trying to analyze them. So um, yeah, I wish they stayed more on point with the numbers on topic with that. And that's what I'm doing here on my channel, just to help people with investing advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. This is just take it with a mountain of salt. But if you want to know my pedigree, like I said previously, I've been an investor or a stock person, trader since 2006, 7, about 13 years now. And I bought Nintendo before the Wii came out. We got 10,000 from that acquisition. Following, I was all in. Well, I didn't buy Apple, but if I had money, I would have bought Apple. That was before the iPod came out, before the iPhone came out specifically. It's when I was going to buy it. I remember it being in the $120 range. It was more like, what was it? It's really cheap back then. So maybe like $20, $30 was not an expensive stock at that point in time. And then Netflix was another stock I was looking at, and this is when Blockbuster was still in business. And I did buy Netflix shares for I think it was between $10 to $40, and now we know how much it is now. It's over $400, $500. But yeah, the Netflix stock did sell that, but that's also one of my good picks. Beyond Meat, jumped on that around 60 $70, maybe even cheaper than that. Sold it at 100 something. So that was a good buy as well. And probably the best one I made of all my trades was a biotech company coming out of coronavirus during the peak of the media hype. That was back in January last year. It was Co-Diagnostics CODX. I bought about 6,000 shares at $3, went up to $30. So my portfolio went up like crazy, but it also went down because I didn't It wasn't. I should have sold it when I could have, but I just watched it drop again. But that was a good stock. It still is a good stock. So Codex is a good one. CODX. That's a good buy in. They're between $8 to $10. And you could always just put it. It's a slow stock. It takes a while to go up. And I put my sell price at solid 15, firm. Like not shaking from that. You're not uh, moving from that point. So buy it at 10, sell it at 15. Uh, that's an easy 30% of it. There's not even 50% increase for whatever your portfolio is, and that's great. Uh, I think sometimes we're a little too ambitious, especially with GameStop and AMC. Not saying that it won't squeeze won't happen. Yeah, but sometimes when you want to be smart, you want to be a long-term investor sticking in the game. Uh, you just invest 10,000 in Codex. It's $10 per share. It's 1,000 shares. It goes up by $5. That's 5,000. So you just 50%. So like I said, that's a good one. Well, and then obviously these Reddit stocks, we call them revolutionary stocks. They're very good. Depending on your entry point, that's the biggest factor in this is how much are you buying it at. And we can see that these stocks as a collective are somewhat depressed. They are not on fire. A lot of them have dropped to the lowest number in recent days and weeks, but that's only um, obscuring the fact of what's going on behind the scenes. It's obscuring what is going on behind the scenes regarding the hedge funds and the naked shorts and all this illegal activity that is being done behind closed doors, not being reported by the media because if they did, they would probably be all out of business. You don't talk, you don't bite the hand that feeds, so to speak. Uh, you know who you cannot speak against when they censor you and they shut you down. That's how you identify them. So that's the reality of the world we live in. We have to be very wily, be very wise, be very be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Scripture says you have to be wise, and even wiser than the hedge fund people. We're gonna be in this for the long haul because they've been in this game for decades. A lot of us have just started in this past month, this past year, and I've been in this for 13 years, 14 now. But I wasn't as privy to their legal activities until recently. I usually just mind my business. I buy at a low price and I sell at a high price. I don't care what the shorts do, hedge funds and all that baloney. It's not my, I don't care. It's just a waste of my time and I won't worry about it. But now that I know about it, it gives you a little bit of insight as to, you know, different factors and variables that will affect a stock's rise or fall or a company's success or bankruptcy. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you for joining me and listening. Do this again tomorrow after the close of the trading session. Thank you very much. So thanks for the thumbs up, and God be with you all. Good luck to all. God be with you. I'm gonna close this. Oh, I have to end stream. I don't like to do this live anymore. I was doing this during the trading session from 9:30 to 4 p.m. I would get on towards the last hour of trading, but that was too frantic. You're not thinking correctly when you're in the thick of things and you're seeing the numbers going up and down. It's not a good environment to think straight. It's much better when you actually wait for the market to close. I'm not a day trader. I'm a long-term investor. I put in my buy point, my ask price limit. I put in a limit order for stocks, and then I put in my limit sell order. That's how I make money. I don't do it on the day to day where I'm all frantic. Oh, this dropped like 50 cents, and then I tried that and I lost. So I made $10,000. So I got his help. Made $10,000 in a day. And the following day, guess what? I lost $10,000. So it is an extremely stressful uh, way to do things. My my way of operating, my optimal way of not just doing this, but emotionally, my capacity to be efficient is much. It's helped by doing it long term, investing long term. So I'll put in my orders for, let's just say AMC. I'll put an order for 1,000 at $6, $6, $7, and if it buys, it buys. If it doesn't, fret about it. But once I get that notification, then I put my buy order right away, and that's going to be $20, and I'm not budging on that because I know that the potential for this is at least 20, maybe 40, maybe 100. But and I'll sell half. Maybe I'll sell half 20, and then if it smashes that, goes to 50, 100, I'll set it to 50 or 100. But either way, there's no losing when you enter at a really good price point, and then you're selling at a super high price point, but not unreasonably either. You're looking at both the resistance and the support. And I read Reddit a post where that said we're only as good as we help others in this movement. So that's what I'm trying to do with these videos. Just trying to get sound advice for people that are not familiar when it comes to stocks, as to how to do things. So I'm just going to do a little quick graph, like a simulated chart. Okay, this isn't the best done, but basically you can look at that. That's what a chart would look like. You can make that line a bit darker. So this is the way I do it personally. Other people do different ways to find support and resistance. So if you're looking at a chart and you're thinking, okay, maybe that one is in resistance. No, but you've seen, if you zoom out a little more, and you look at like 6 months or a year, you'll see no resistance. The true resistance is actually the top line there. So you don't want to undersell your shares. And when it comes to support, you can see like it's a really consistent drop, or it's dropping at whatever that amount is. But then it dropped even below that one point. So you're going, okay, if I'm going to be extreme about it, it'll go totally extreme. But you can see, it hit support 3 times. So that's showing consistency. It's showing that was probably an anomaly where it dropped below support. But that is more a recent drop. So maybe support changed. But anyway, that's the way I do it to find my entry point and my selling point. And I thought I'd share that just to help all you Redditors, all you retards. Can I say retard? All you retards, trying to help you guys stay in this for the long haul. We're not here just to do it for a week or a month or 6 months. We're here for life, pretty much. Unless your actual career is not to do with this. But if we're going to win this war, I mean, sometimes we lose this battle like we did yesterday. But if we're going to win the war, the long-term battle, we have to do this smartly. We have to do this wisely. We have to buy the under support. So the GameStop. Let's just look at GameStop. That's really where this begins and ends, isn't it? Before I close the screen. Okay, so let's look at GameStop. Looking at the monthly chart. 5 days. So much happened in just 5 days. So if I can do that there, let's look at GameStop. You can see the best entry point of GameStop really is not even 120 where it dropped on the 28th, but closer to it just dropped yesterday. And I've been saying for the longest time, 60 to 80 is really your entry point for GameStop. So I wouldn't buy it personally. If you want to burn your money, it's up to you. But if you want to stay if you want to stay in this movement for the long haul, you want to put these hedge fund people out of business. Isn't that really the goal? Is to do better by ourselves and our families, and to also render justice to these sick individuals who've been robbing people blind for 40 years. Then you want to enter at a really good price that even they would be loud at. So I'm saying 60 to 80. I think dropped the other day, 82. Actually, 60 to 90. Let's not get, let's not be too extreme. 60 to 90. You can get this stock 60 to 90. It's at 92. And after I was at 89. So people are just snacking. They're snatching this up right now. 60 to 90 is a really good entry point for GameStop. And I would set my sell price. I know this is kind of blasphemous against Wall Street bets, but you know what? It's okay to sell a stock. That's how you make money. And then you buy it again when it dips. Otherwise, you're gonna just be at the mercy of the hedge fund. So you buy it at 60 to 90, and you sell it for looks like the resistance is around 300, 400. So maybe 350 is a really good exit price. But I mean, I do believe in this, but if we're being smart about it, you also have to be realistic too. So if you're buying at 60 to 90 and you're selling at 300, 350 to 300 to 400, that's a lot of, you're making a lot of profit just from that. And I bought some the other day at 120 because I thought 120 was the support and I dropped on the 28th, but it turns out it's actually 80s, 90. So I did buy it above 100, unfortunately. But this is going back up to, it's going right back up to 300 to 400 range. They can stop that, especially with the amount of shorts that are involved and doing their illegal stuff. So yeah, 60 to 90 is a great buy. That's where the support is for GameStop, and the resistance is looking like it's obviously 300, sorry, 350 to 400 is without a doubt resistance. But if you want to play it a little safer, then maybe 300 to 400. The low sell point would be 300, and medium be 350, and a higher sell price would be 400. Or if you want to go do it like Wall Street Bets mode, was $1,000. Just leave it at that because eventually they will have to buy your stocks, your shares, your stonks. Have to buy your shares at that price, $1,000, whatever you, 10,000, whatever you set it to. But if we all set it to 10,000, we just didn't put a sell price, then they would just price would be increasing. But the weekends and weekends, paper hands, whatever they call it, yeah, diamond hands would bring it to 1,000 pretty easily. It's just a game of patience, not waiting. And like I said yesterday, we they are more afraid to lose money than we are, and we're not going to give up. That's that's the kind of people you're dealing with. We don't give up. We just keep trying over and over and over. Ad infinite. We just keep trying until we can't anymore. And if we go out of business, okay, right. You know, but if you go out of business, you just can't seem to handle it. Hedge funds. Hedge funds. Okay, so that's all for that. Let me just look at AMC and tell you a good entry point for that, and then we'll close. Well, I think I did mention this anyway. 6 to 7. 6 to 7 is a really good point. Maybe even 8. 6 to 7 to 8. 6 to 8. If you're entering AMC at that range, that's really smart to be able to do. I got some the other day at $7 and something cents. Just bought a market price because I realized it was going to go below 7. Not too much below 7. It didn't. 667 is the lowest I see on this chart, and I put my sell price at 20 because that's it's happening for AMC. It's not going to go. It's not going to go away anytime soon. This thing has got monster volume, monster support. It's being featured in the media, mass media, and everything. The news. This is only going to go up. Going back to 20, maybe 40, 50, maybe even 100. We'll see. It's a matter of just waiting. Gotta wait for the squeeze because I don't think the real squeeze has happened. It squeezed. Did squeeze in the 27, but I don't think that was the real one. There's a bigger one coming, but it's all dependent on whether we will hold and just not be shaken by all this fake news and all this people doubting, even within the movement. There are people somewhat doubtful, but you just have to. If you're feeling a little shaken, just do what I did and just sleep all day, or go for a drive. Just get your mind off it and just look for tomorrow. Look for tomorrow because look, we were at today was the third. We were at $7, $6 every day. Now we're almost at 10. And today's range was pretty much 977. So that's a rally. That's a big rally. Not a big rally. It's a rally. That's good news. And things are only going to go up for this. And I'm not sure how much restrictions are affecting the volume. Probably is affecting it somewhat. I do remember this was almost a billion at one point volume. So yeah, it is affecting it obviously, but it's still such a strong stock. Games, EMC, both GameStop, but even EMC is even stronger than GameStop at this point in terms of volume. And then those other shares that I discussed, BlackBerry, also good, but in terms of volume, sheer volume, Naked is just amazing. We're really seeing all the Reddit people go to Naked and Sundial. Maybe they're not saying it out loud, but that's what's happening. Just because there's 379 million volume for Naked just today, earlier today, and Sundial had almost a billion. Like if you're wondering where everyone went, it's these two stocks, Naked and Sundial, is where Reddit people went. I know because I'm into both. Should have bought a larger position, but anyway, I'm in it. So and the LMFA had a volume of only 3 million, so that's not a lot. But Naked and Sundial is really that's where the volume for GameStop and AMC went to. They migrated to those because there are no restrictions on those two, on NAKD and SNDL. There are no restrictions on those presently, as far as I know. And if there were, they wouldn't be trading at like half a billion and a billion each. There's no way in hell they would be trading at those levels if they were in fact restricted by whatever company or trading platform. Okay, those are my picks. Not my picks, but Reddit's picks, and that's our discussion for today. I like to once again just start with the highest volume stocks, and then number two, we look at Reddit, WallStreetBets, look at the page one, and look at all the top comments and see if there's anything useful and helpful in there. And then thirdly, we go through all the Reddit stocks, and that's it. And then I also watch videos from Trace Trades, very good channel, and now I'm subscribed to Mr. Deep Effing Value. So I'll take a look at those when I have time and get some tips there and see just how much potential there is in all these stocks because they have amazing insight, especially DFV. Somebody to buy tens of thousands of shares at the price he did and just stick with it. I mean, it's tempting to sell it at 40, but no, he held on even up to almost $500. So I don't know if he sold any of his holdings, but probably not. I don't think he did. And if this goes to 1,000, that's wow. So he does go to 1,000, 40,000 shares. I think he'll be a billionaire by that point. It's going to be 40 million. Okay, for one billionaire, but that's still a lot of money to start his own company. 40 minutes. Amazon.
Okay.
All right, that's all for today. Catch you tomorrow after the market closes. Hopefully, I'll do this right after the market closes, maybe 4 to 5 p.m. Not this late as I'm doing right now at 7 p.m.